What if I told you Hollywood isn't dying by accident, but being slowly replaced on purpose? They won't say it out loud, but behind the closed doors of billion-dollar studios and tech boardrooms, there's a quiet war happening, and the old Hollywood system is losing. For nearly a century, Hollywood controlled the global narrative. What we watched, what we believed, what we feared. It shaped culture, politics, even history, all behind the shiny curtain of entertainment. But now the curtain is falling, and no one knows who's really writing the script anymore. In 2025, the signs are everywhere, and yet almost no one is connecting the dots. Streaming services are bleeding money, theaters sit empty, iconic studios are being gutted. Even A-list actors are losing relevance to faceless TikTokers and artificially generated influencers. The old gods of Hollywood are fading, and in their place, something colder, smarter, and far more obedient: artificial intelligence. Let me ask you something. Why were the writers and actors so desperate during the 2023 and 2024 strikes? Was it really just about fair wages and protections? Or did they see the writing on the wall? That their entire profession was being erased? Because while they protested outside studio gates, something was happening behind them. Executives weren't just replacing staff. They were investing billions in AI. Tools like ChatGPT, Midjourney, Sora, and 11 Labs weren't just novelties. They became the perfect worker. No salaries, no scandals, no unions, and most importantly, no soul. With these tools, a studio can write a script, generate actors, design sets, dub voices, and release content without a single human ever stepping in front of a camera. And it's already happening. You've probably seen the clips. Deep-faked actors saying things they never said. Entire AI-generated shorts with perfect lighting, perfect faces, perfect emotions. It's subtle now, but soon you won't be able to tell what's real at all. And maybe that's the point, because here's where it gets darker. Hollywood was never just about entertainment. It was a tool of influence, a vehicle of soft power. If you control the story, you control the minds of the people watching. So ask yourself, what happens when those stories are written not by flawed, unpredictable humans, but by algorithms trained to optimize attention, emotion, and obedience? AI doesn't create to inspire, it creates to manipulate. There are whispers in certain circles that the death of Hollywood is not just technological, it's intentional. That the powers who once ruled through actors and directors are now switching to something more efficient. A new system where content is pumped out 24/7, perfectly tuned to keep you distracted, compliant, and scrolling. Where narrative is no longer debated, it's engineered. And if the average person never questions it, that's just good programming. Meanwhile, the collapse of traditional film studios continues. Warner Brothers slashing departments, Disney quietly shelving entire projects, Netflix leaning into algorithmic content, not creativity. Ask yourself, where are the visionary directors, the original scripts, the cultural moments that once united us? Gone, replaced by safe reboots, endless sequels, and AI-generated junk food for the mind. Because creativity isn't profitable, control is. Even the actors are becoming obsolete. Think about that. Hollywood once worshipped its stars. Now, they're being scanned, digitized, and stored for future use, forever. What does that tell you? It tells you the system doesn't need people anymore, just data and control. But here's the twist no one saw coming. As Hollywood dies, something new is rising from its ashes. Independent creators, decentralized storytellers, podcasters, TikTokers, YouTubers, people with no gatekeepers, no scripts, no corporate filters, just raw, unpolished truth. And guess who's terrified? The ones who used to control everything. That's why the old system is being dismantled. Not because it failed, but because it no longer serves those in power. Hollywood isn't dying from neglect, it's being sacrificed, cleared out, wiped clean, so a new digital machine can take its place. A machine that doesn't create art, it creates obedience. And here's the part most people miss. AI doesn't need a camera crew or a script. It just needs your data. Every click, every like, every scroll teaches it how to keep you hooked. It's not just replacing actors, it's replacing reality. And the scariest part? The average viewer doesn't care. They're too busy binge-watching AI-generated sitcoms, starring actors who don't exist, laughing at jokes written by no one. The line between real and fake isn't just blurring, it's disappearing. Already there are YouTube channels with millions of views, created entirely by AI. Fake hosts, fake voices, fake news, but real influence, real reach, real impact. The more you look, the more you'll see them, quietly flooding your feed, and soon they'll be indistinguishable from human creators. So here's the final piece of the puzzle. What happens when governments and corporations realize they no longer need to persuade you with media created by people? When synthetic media can push the perfect narrative without question, without error, without emotion? They don't just control what you see, they control how you think. Because in the end, this was never about movies. It was about mindshare. The death of Hollywood isn't just the end of an industry, it's the end of a cultural era and the beginning of something we've never seen before. A fully simulated media landscape, tailored for control. So the real question isn't whether Hollywood is dead, it's who or what is replacing it. And more importantly, are we watching the movie or are we already inside it? If they've replaced Hollywood with AI, what's next? You be the judge. If this kind of truth ever disappears from this platform, you'll still find us. Just hit the link in our bio, join the Underground newsletter, and lock in your digital privacy with the tools we recommend. Don't wait until it's too late.